$200,000, stolen from a dying man, and the thieves had no idea the resort they proudly built was standing on my land. That's the blow that shatters everything, a truth so brutal it freezes the mind on the very first word. I still remember standing in my grandfather's old farmhouse, sunlight spilling through dusty windows, touching the floors he spent his life working for. His tools were still on the table, his hat still on the hook. The air felt heavy with memories and unfinished stories. Then I opened the last letter he ever received, another threat, another demand, another lie, but this one carried something different, a map the HOA had used to bleed him dry for years. Fake fines, fake rules, fake authority, a map filled with boundaries that never existed because the land they claimed to control, the land they used to intimidate him, the land they extorted $200,000 over, was never theirs. It was still his, now legally mine. And then came the shock that set my blood on fire. The HOA had built an entire luxury resort on that land. Cabins, spa decks, pools, private trails, an entire paradise, illegally constructed on our soil. They drained my grandfather's savings while secretly using our land to make millions. I drove there myself. The resort looked unreal. Golden light reflecting off glass structures, pine trees swaying like dancers, guests relaxing in warm pools as if everything was perfect. And right in the center of it all walked the HOA president, full of arrogance, wearing a smile that made my chest tighten. She thought I was powerless. She thought I was there to pay. She thought the story ended with my grandfather. She was wrong. I walked into the lobby, calm and steady. She smirked, until I placed the land deed on the counter. Her face went pale, her hand trembled, her voice cracked, because in that moment she realized the empire she built belonged to me. She didn't know I owned the access road. She didn't know I owned the water rights. She didn't know the sheriff and county inspector were already on their way. Then came the sound that froze every guest, locks clamping, gates sealing, authorities stepping in. The entire resort, every tile, every beam, every dollar, was declared illegally built, and with a single signature, it was handed over to me. Everything they stole from my grandfather, his money, his land, his peace, came back to our family in one tidal wave of justice. I didn't just reclaim his farm, I reclaimed his legacy, his pride, his honor. And I took back every inch they tried to bury him under.